So, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to continue. We are now at session 10, Way Forward and Future Collaboration. We try to keep that session very short because there are a couple of new... So we're going to start now. As you know, there has been a lot of work behind the scene. Some of your colleagues worked until 3 o'clock at night to work on the draft statement. And I will call now upon Johanna Knös to say a little bit about the process as well, present the results. These are results, I think we are at version, 6, 7.0. So there were many drafts. And many people have contributed directly and indirectly. So please, on behalf, give a warm welcome to Johanna, who is representing the drafting team. Johanna.
An attempt to get everyone back into the room. I'm going to be standing up here. So now I know from my, how I feel myself, it's really hard now to get the next few hours through because I never thought I would say this, but at the beginning we thought 3 days might be too much, but looking at the amount of work that we're getting done, the side meetings, the side events, the consultations, I feel that we almost don't have enough time. But we have to continue. As Joost mentioned, we're now looking at the statement that you have all been working on so hard with the team, the drafting team. So I just wanted to recap the current status and show you where we are at today, and also thank you all for contributing to the statement so far. So maybe the next slide. Excellent. So what did the development process look like? Because we really wanted to make, thank you, we really wanted to make sure that this statement is as participatory as possible and that everyone in this room gets a voice to participate and that there is a mechanism for all of you to participate in that process. So building on the statement from Bourbon, we had a very participatory process here over the last 3 days. We put it up on our website. We had a drafting team that we announced at the very beginning, and we ensured that you all had the opportunity of coming in at various points and making sure that you were heard. I've been messaging around the statement to those who are not in the room, to those who are in the room, to really make sure that everyone has a chance to look at it. So we've also put it up on our website. We've had input from federal and provincial governments, development partners, NGOs, researchers. We've received more than 30 comments. In total, 7 versions of this draft statement have been drafted so far over the past 3 days. So let me introduce the statement now very broadly to you. You all get a chance to look at it. My understanding is, Joost, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's also printed and on the tables now. Is that correct? If not, you will all receive a copy of the statement. You will be receiving a copy of the statement as we speak now on the tables. And basically what the statement says is that we, the representatives of the federal and provincial governments, as well as the development partners, recognize that for ensuring equity and resilience of the vulnerable, social protection measures based on a life cycle approach are imperative. I'm not going to read out everything because that would take too long, but there are some key priorities that I want to then highlight. We've been drafting that around the life cycle approach. So one, that there will be a National Social Protection Forum with provincial representation. And that we hope that that may be established after due approvals from all the relevant governments. Let me also maybe stress on that point. There was some worry in the room as well as to whether this statement is binding or non-binding. Of course, as much as we all wished now, maybe from the, technical side, it is not binding, but it is indeed a declaration, a statement that all of you here with your years of expertise in the sector have come up with. So it's an aspiration for all of us to work together. It's a non-binding statement for us to pursue jointly. Second, there's an interprovincial forum may be established after formal approval of the willing provincial governments. As we've also seen that some of the government counterparts have indeed signed a letter of intent, and that steering committees on adaptive social protection need to be formed at the provincial level wherever possible. And that provincial governments will develop social protection policies taking into account the different needs of the provinces. I'm very happy that, for example, in our lunch meeting, Mr. Samiullah Sheikh has also, reiterated his desire to take a social protection strategy here in Sindh further with all the development partners and other agencies that are here in Sindh. And I'm also very proud that my team has been working very, very hard to launch a social protection website, a gateway for Pakistan, which we will also introduce to you, where you're all very welcome to participate, to link your topics, your data, so that you all know who is working on what here in Pakistan, if we jointly agree to use it. And then we also, want to pursue and continue tailor-made development approaches and capacity building at the local level as well as at the federal level, tailored to your needs. So then on financing for social protection, we were very happy to have a session that was dedicated to financing. We had Mr. Memon here from the Ministry of Finance. We had several other experts, and I think we all recognize the need for a sustainable social protection financing system. So we're hoping that there will be consensus between the provincial and provincial government, federal and provincial governments on who needs to finance what. There's another element to it, which was also a panel of this meeting, which is climate finance. We know that the Global Shield is active in the country. It's the first Pathfinder country. So in addition to national resources, there's a strong need for international financing mechanisms that we will all strive to get for Pakistan. On programs and delivery systems, we also have a lot of experts here who are specifically working on nutrition and recognizing that nutrition is an essential part of social protection, and that social protection systems need to be linked with nutritional programs is something that we also want to continue and pursue further. And that all of this is for nothing if we don't aim to graduate the poor out of poverty. A, we cannot sustain social assistance programs, and B, everybody has the right to also overcome poverty and graduate into a meaningful existence that includes job opportunities. We've, especially the Adaptive Social Protection Program, but all of you, given that we're all working and living here in Pakistan, understand the need to have anticipatory action and programs so that the country does not face the effects of the 2022 and other floods. So striving towards anticipatory actions, linking together the NDMA, the PDMA, and the social protection actors is another area of work that we want to jointly pursue. And we also want to continue working on government-to-person payment mechanisms and improving financial inclusion of those that we're working for. So another important area that we're all jointly working on is the national data ecosystem and ensuring that there's integration between the federal and provincial government as well as within the provincial government. So it's just also between the provincial departments, the provincial department and the PDMA. So this is another area where interoperability is a key issue. So I think I have now summarized all the main points, and my understanding is that Joost, you will come up here and now explain how to further proceed. Thank you very much.
I mean, I very rarely say that, but can we all give ourselves a big hand to come up with this statement? I mean, and as Johanna said, it's aspirational, right? I think it's a very good word. So what we are going to do is not just saying, okay, now we have this one-pager or two-pager statement and that's it. We want to take the opportunity to make this a kind of living statement, right? Making the statement or working a little bit on the statement to make it more a reality. So we are having developed a quick process and we don't have much time anymore. However, we don't want to leave that room with allowing you to talk on different aspects of the statement. And you can choose a focal area you can discuss with your colleagues, how can we translate that into action? Actually, there are a couple of concrete actions already, but they are just, again, develop a certain forum or something. Maybe you can already discuss what you can contribute to make this happen. So literally, we are talking now about then what. So we have seen the aspirational declaration, so a statement, sorry, and now we're going to make this reality. Let's work on that one. Do you all have a phone with battery? Can you take your phone out? No, you don't have to take a picture of me, sir, no. Take your phone out, and we're showing you a QR code everywhere in the room. And you have four choices you can choose from. And these are focal areas. That doesn't mean if you choose one, you will never talk about the other three again. But we want 4 different conversations happening. Either you can, for now, if your energy tells you you want to work on policy, institutional, and partnerships for social protection, choose one. If you are doing financing social protection is your flavor in this moment, that's 2. Data and information for social protection, 3. And we want people to think about programs and delivery systems for adaptive social protection. This is just literally the glasses you're going to put on during your conversation, okay? Can you all choose one? Because that's how we are going to create the conversation groups. Otherwise, it's too broad. Okay, so this is not a winning contest here, right? Who has a more attractive topic? Okay. If you are not using this one, I'm not counting you as an active participant. Okay. Please just choose one for the next 20 minutes. Okay. I still see some people taking the QR code. I'll give it 1 more minute. How many people are we in the room? Okay, I think more or less it's very even. However, let's make sure we don't have groupthink, because a group of 12 is quite big. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 8 tables. 2 tables for each topic, okay? So there should be at least a minimum of 4 people at a table. So if you are at a table and there are not 4 people, then you have to hijack some people, okay? So starting with table A and table B. A and B, if you chose this one, you go, the blue ones, they go to A and B. The pink ones, they go to table C and D. The red ones, they go to table, what comes now? E and F. I need my daughter for help. E and F. And then yellow, you go to table G and H, right? My God. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, yeah, G and H. Okay. So, this means you have to move and check. If you are too many people in the other group, then send them over to the other letter. Okay? Everybody who is blue, A and B. Everybody who is pink, C and D. Everybody who is red, E and F. And everybody who is yellow, G and H. Minimum 4 people. You have to move. Please do not stay stuck. If you are already at the right letter, sir, then you can stay.
The institutions people, where are they?
The institutions people join the conversation. It's not a Everybody go what you're selected for. It's not about institutions. Yes? Can everybody move to your group, your peer group? We are not dividing into governments or geography or something. It's a multi-stakeholder principle. So there are some people, blue people missing here at A. Where's the second B table? If you are sitting at a table without a letter, please choose one. You have to get up. We need your brains. Where's B? Is B? No, where's the letter? I don't see a B. I see A here, and B is... What happened to my B? B is there. B is there or A? Yellow is G and H. That's more in the back. There's an H table, but very lonely person there. Okay. If too many disappeared, then you can merge to one table. But here's it. So maybe can you show a new slide now? A, B, C, D. Yeah. Okay. So, and now we're going to show you the discussion question first. Sorry, first a discussion question. Okay. Now the task. Can I see the next slide? The task. Okay, last request to pay attention. What you are supposed to do. You are going to be asked, yes. Imagine you're an independent advisory team for Pakistan's social protection system. What would you advise stakeholders to make this statement a reality? Right? Maybe don't only speak from your institution, you are now an advisory team. Especially you might want to think what we want to achieve and can do until we meet in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And if you have an action point, tables, you should have moderation cards on your table. You can capture one action, one card. Please develop these cards together because we can collect them. You have to join a group, sir. Not there, you have to join a group. Okay, so please discuss what are your action points as a group, not as an individual, as a group. What are you recommending, okay? We have 20 minutes, so we're going to keep the question a little bit there. Maybe one person becomes a moderator, choose one, and discuss. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, time is up. We're going to send the meeting police now collecting the cards. Everybody has delivered, yes? Okay, please make sure you know which letter. Everybody delivered? Okay, so now I will call on Johanna just to close this session before we go into the closing session. We are not going to have another coffee or tea break before we finish the day. We're going to finish with a joint farewell coffee and tea, okay? So that we are staying on time. So, Johanna, you have a few final words to say.
Yes, as you said, there will be some final words, so I'm going to wrap it up very quickly. Thank you for taking the time to sit once again, looking at the comments, making them more actionable. We have to stop now, so we're going to compile everything and put them on our website. I'm sure you're all very familiar with the website by now. So we will compile all the actionable recommendations that you have put forward. We're collecting them as we speak. And then we will further coordinate this process with all of you. So we'll make sure that we really engage everyone in this room in the further process. And we're also committed, we've been asked to have some sort of midterm review before the next third Bourbon conference. So we're committing to have a sort of interim consultation process somewhere in autumn of this year. We'll reach out and let you know where we are with your help by autumn of this year as a first check-in before we meet again later for the third conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Johanna. So, and I also apologize. I really wanted to hear some voices from the table. I see that you really still want to continue talking, but as we are now live on air and also on the BISP YouTube channel, I understand, we need to go now into the final part of the conference, going into the final reflections, closing remarks.